Welcome back to Game Day. I know it looks a little bit different today. We've been snowed out of our studio, but that's not going to stop us from giving you some exclusive content. I'm Tyler Deluca, joined by Kenzie Iserman, Jack Horan, and Dacoda McDowell-Wahpekeche. And Coach, it's been crazy. First off, congratulations on 2 back-to-back huge wins, top 10 wins. There's a lot of congratulations to go around for that, but I just want you to kind of run me through your past couple of days with this snow, from the game getting delayed to travel, everything. We'll start before the Baylor game and we'll end with getting back to Norman.
Okay, well, I'll try to give you the shortest version so people don't stop listening, right? But no, I mean, honestly, it's been so crazy. I mean, the 2 games have been crazy, right? There's been over 30 lead changes in those 2 games, over 20 ties. I mean, they've just been crazy games as well. But our trip to Baylor was one of the most interesting travels, agendas I've ever been on. We were scheduled to fly out basically the afternoon of our game. We tried to go out the day before because we knew the weather was coming, but with the way that the weather's been all over the country, we couldn't make that work. So we were scheduled to go out that day. And as our, bus comes and they're going to take us to Oklahoma City, because normally we try to leave out of Norman, but we had to go out of Oklahoma City because we knew that we had to de-ice and things like that. And so it was about 1:30 and we had a 7:00 tip in Waco. It was about 1:30 that they called and told us, hey, by the way, we can't fly you. So we jumped on the bus as fast as we could. We left in about 15 minutes. Our poor bus driver thought he was taking us to Oklahoma City and instead had to take us to Waco. We get on this bus and we just go just in time to hit rush hour traffic with sleet and snow in Fort Worth, which, as you can about imagine, and our bus driver is trying to get us on different routes and, we're trying to do all these things, but we're just stuck. I mean, it just wasn't easy. And so we tell Baylor, we call them and we say, okay, here's, what's happening. And they postponed the game for us. They postponed the tip time, because originally we thought, well, we'll get there, between 6 and 6:30 and we'll have time. We'll try to warm up. We'll try to do all the stuff. But we didn't get there till after 7. So it ended up being about a 7:45 tip time. And so we're on the bus. We have to pull over. We grab all their bags, they have the little bathroom in the back is where they're changing and putting their uniforms on. Our trainer is taping their ankles. I mean, our strength coach is trying to warm them up and, but you still have to be really safe. And it's like, okay, visualize your warm up. And then we get to Baylor and it's about, we have about 15, 20 minutes to warm up. And then we go and we played. And in the, first few minutes, we were pretty good. For the next few minutes, we got our warm-up shots in and we airballed some and we weren't necessarily great, but then we found a way. I mean, it was just a crazy day. And then the next, we tried to drive a little bit that night. The next day we're on our way in the morning. We waited a little bit for traffic to kind of clear and we're driving. And then we hit, we were about half a mile from an accident in Pauls Valley. And so we sat for about 2.5 hours from there and then made it home yesterday. So we were left in the morning. I mean, I think we decided it was like 27 hours and we were on the bus for about 14 of them. So, I mean, it was just crazy.
Hey, Coach. So with your record of 18-3, what do you feel is the biggest reason for your team's success this season?
I think the chemistry of this team. I mean, the great teams, in my opinion, can be really flexible and can adjust, and that's what we can do. And I think they believe in each other. They care about each other. They have fun playing. And when we can still have fun playing this time of year, really great things tend to happen.
Yeah, Coach, in the past week, you've had 2 top 10 wins and you didn't move up in the rankings after the Texas one. Now that you've beat Baylor, what are you looking for when the rankings come out on Monday?
Rankings are things that other people think about you. It's not what you think about yourself. And so I think from that standpoint, I don't think we've ever even talked about it as a program, or, we don't use it as fuel or motivation. Like, we just literally love playing. And so it's nice that people can see that, maybe you can make that argument for us. It's nice that other people can make that argument, but we're not worried about it. And we're not worried about it at all. We want to continue to get better. We want to be playing our best basketball when we need to be.
Coach, after wins against Texas and sweeping Baylor this season, how do you keep this momentum going?
Well, I think there's a lot of areas for improvement. And I think that's where, again, when you come watch these women play, they have a smile on their face. They're having fun playing. There's still moments in games where it's like, we got to get a little bit more flow, right? We've got to get a little bit better. We got to rebound a little better. We got to defend a little better. So there's moments that are highlight reel material as well. And so, that's what we're trying to continue to feed off on, is just to continue to get better, but still have so much fun playing. And honestly, we only have a few home games left. And this is a team where you've seen the attendance continue to grow. And people are part of this. I mean, our crowds have been so invested that they've really decided the outcome, I think, in a lot of these games.
So you're holding your opponents to roughly 40% from the field. What has been the key to your defense this season for your success?
I think, defensively, I think there's some things that we're really good at. There's some areas that we've obviously got to get better at in terms of the interior. A lot of the percentages come literally, we've got to be able to finish the play and be able to rebound the basketball. That's a huge part for us. When we do, really good things happen. When we don't, it's not as good. Right. And so for us, all of us have to be involved because we don't have a lot of size, but we do have a lot of fight, and we have great character, and we do have togetherness. So when we put all of those things together, then I think we're at our best, but I don't know if we're necessarily satisfied with that number either.
And speaking of fight, Liz Scott in the past 2 games has hit game winners. So how has the team reacted to those, the clutchness from Liz?
Well, here's the thing. I think, for us, we've been in so many games like that this season, and different people have stepped up in different games. And what I'm the most proud of as a coach and watching is the way that we've been able to manage it. We know who we want to have. We want Maddie Williams to have the ball in her hands, and she does. And she makes the right read. And I think that's what's really cool, is that the people around her continue to benefit from that, because we know exactly what it is that we're looking for, but it's not necessarily a play. They're making reads. And so for Maddie to be able to give up that ball at the end of the Baylor game, a lot of great players aren't willing to do that. They want to be able to take that shot. She knows we want the ball in her hands to make the right read, and she has. And so she's got so much belief. I mean, you can look, you can watch her interviews. I mean, she gives the credit to all of her team. I mean, that's the mark of a great, great team and a great leader. And she's a great, great leader for us.
Coach, looking ahead to the next game, it's against West Virginia. What's it going to take to walk out of that game with a win?
Yeah. Well, you'll never get to walk out with any game, right? I mean, it feels like you got to scratch and claw and run and do everything. But, this game is so unique for us because it's our annual pink game. And so it's a game that you get to play for something bigger than yourself, right? I mean, this is a game that obviously it's about breast cancer awareness, education, and fundraising. But it's a game that, a lot of times for us as individuals, we have certain people that really have, we've all been impacted by this disease. And unfortunately, but this is a game that we can either honor those women that have lost their battle. We can celebrate the women that have won this battle, and we can fight with those women that are currently fighting it. And I think that's a huge part. But even more than that is this is about our community. And so for us to be able to do this and have this game and play for our community, yes, we have those individual women, but this is for these people, men or women, that are impacted by this disease in our community. And so that's something that's even more than our opponent. That's what we get to go play for. Yes, we have to rebound. Yes, we got to take care of the ball. Yes, we got to, be able to really get up and down and play our pace. But more than that, it's about just giving our heart and soul to our community.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much for sitting down with us today, taking the time out. Please stay warm, stay safe on these crazy roads and everything. And we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Boomer.